Okay, so I'm not exactly sure, but this is what I think. Okay, so I'm working on an 02 Durango front rack and pinion bushings, and I'll just show you here. You don't have to take off the tie rods or anything. You don't have to do any of that. I just loosened up the rack here. See, it's loose, and I can take this bushing and I can put it in here if I wanted to. See, it's all eat up from all just driving, I guess. And I have a set of energy suspension bushings, but they don't have sleeves. Now, what I think you're supposed to do, now they don't tell you this, but I think you're supposed to tear this rubber here. It's pretty easy to tear. I did this one. I think you're just supposed to tear it like that all the way down the... I'll get you set up so you can see me do this. You're just supposed to tear it. Pull it out, I guess, like that, and you have this bushing, that old bushing. Now, the reason I think you're supposed to do this is because this sleeve fits perfectly in here. Now, I have some grease here. I use this on all of my control arm bushings, and I haven't had any squeaking at all. So now I'm gonna try this, and then I'm gonna let you guys know what what happened. But I haven't found any videos, nothing on anybody doing this. So this is what I think you're supposed to do. Because obviously the bolt is gonna fit perfectly in there, because these are the sleeves that came out of it, and the rack and pinion was on the truck. So alright, so I'm gonna grease all of these bushings with this grease right here. Not exactly sure how to say that. Cerulene. We'll just go with that. Cerulene grease. But I was watching a video from Boosted Motorsports, and he recommended this grease because it works pretty good with polyurethane bushings. From what he said he's been running his Viper for 4 years with a complete urethane kit and from Energy Suspension, and he had no squeaking. So we'll try it. I haven't had any squeaking from my control arm bushings, which I've already changed out to polyurethane. So we are I'm going to get a set of gloves real quick. I also want to point out that I did not use any tools really to get these bushings out. I didn't use any tools. I got these out with my bare hands. So these are pretty easy to work with, especially in the rack and pinion. I'm not exactly sure why. They're not pressed in real tight. It's mostly the torque of the bolts, I guess. So we'll just take this out here, and then we'll grease all of these polyurethane bushings. So these are labeled, so I'm going to do the driver's side first, just because, I don't know, because it's closer, I guess. So driver, and then we'll have to find the other one. There you go. And if you don't trust that, they are labeled with a part number right there. So 149, 148. Oh no, it says 9 right there. Okay, so yeah, And then these ones are 48 and 48. So those are the passenger sides. So we'll grease these up. It's like green or something. And the end of that sleeve, this part, the end, the mushroom part, it will be seated up against this on the top. So you'll need to grease the top of this bushing too. But you can do that when it's on the truck, because you'll have to put the bushings in first and then the sleeve, because the bushings stretch. And I'll do the inside of the bushing too when it's in the truck. Getting these things lined up to go in their designated hole, that's the hardest part, because these things they're molded to well, they're molded to fit in that hole. But I've had one, it was on my lower control arm, and that was such a tight fit. If you're a Durango or a Dakota owner, four-wheel drive, it's the lower control arm towards the rear of the vehicle. That thing was a pain in the butt. So for the energy suspension, I'm not gonna go and put rubber bushings back in this thing, especially what I use it for. Not even worth it. Plus they're really expensive. If you get them on Rock Auto or something, they're pretty cheap. But if you were to go get them from AutoZone or O'Reilly's, like most people do, they're like $30 for just one single lower control arm bushing. And then you have to buy, there's 2 on each one, so there's 4. So that racks up pretty quick. The uppers are pretty cheap. You can get all 4 for like less than $20. So, and I don't have a sway bar, so I'm not doing sway bar bushings. Okay, so I'll go put this in the truck now. And then I'm going to attempt to put this sleeve in there. I'll probably bring you guys over there and show you. I'll have to take my glove off, or I'm going to get the camera all greasy. That's no fun. Also, grease really attracts dirt, so clean it when you finish with the job. Clean it. Like, get all the grease off the areas you don't want dirt. This job is pretty easy. Yep, so you're going to grease that up, and then I'll take my glove off here, and I'll carry it over there, and we can do that. Alright. This is going to be pretty difficult to film, but... Okay, these were put in like this from factory. Probably should keep it that way. I think we will. Let's find a way to set this camera up here. Okay, I found a way to record it. I kinda got it in there a little bit. Oh, that's so tight, dude. That's so tight. What to do, pry bar? Where's it at? Let's try this. Oh, dang it. Now you're really supposed to put the bushings and then the sleeve, but whatever really works, I guess. It's a lot easier to use a vise. So this is how I'm doing it. I'm just going to take the crescent, tighten tighten it up, and it will slowly press in the sleeve, the bushing, and everything. So that's what I'm doing. Hey, believe it or not, I got those bushings out with my hands. Got me trying to stick this flag bolt. Oh, Jesus. Loosen that up. We're just gonna push this up. That bolt was such a pain in the butt. Probably should invest in a new one, huh? It's probably bent or something. Not my problem. I don't care. Alright. This part kind of sucks because there's a dip cover right here, so just do what you can. Sometimes you gotta do the crescent if it's not supposed to be intended. Backwards. Just give it a little snug right there. Alright, now we got the side. Alright, we are done. It is installed.